It all started when Ethan and his partner were driving through Idaho to investigate the disappearance of two agents, one of them, his ex-partner and ex-lover Kate Houston, because the universe loves a good romantic subplot in the middle of government work. They're cruising along when BAM, head-on collision with a truck, and not the cute kind with a food stand, a real one, with horsepower and regrets. Next thing he knows, Ethan wakes up next to a river, deep in the woods, with a serious case of how did I get here? No memory, no phone, no wallet, and definitely no GPS. He limps his way to the nearest town, Wayward Pines. Sounds like a luxury spa. It is not. He walks into town like a dazed tourist who took the wrong exit on Google Maps. He asks to use a phone, but collapses from exhaustion, classic Ethan, and wakes up in a hospital bed with a nurse named Pam watching over him like a hawk in a sweater vest. She's all smiles and small talk, but something feels off. Pam doesn't know where his belongings are, assumes his partner is dead, and recommends he talk to the town sheriff. Red flags everywhere. A full day in the hospital goes by, no doctor, just Pam, occasionally popping in like a sitcom side character, but with more needles. Finally, Ethan has had enough. He throws on his blood-stained suit, which now doubles as a warning to others, and heads to the diner. There, he meets Beverly, a kind waitress who makes a mean burger, and an even better cryptic warning. She slips him a note. There are no crickets in Wayward Pines. Now, Ethan definitely heard crickets last night. So, either she's messing with him, or this town is being curated by someone who failed Sound Effects 101. He checks the bushes, finds a tiny speaker playing cricket sounds. Yep, the bugs are as real as Pam's empathy. The next morning, Ethan gets kicked out of the hotel for not being able to pay, because apparently, secret agents don't carry wayward bucks. With nowhere to go, he visits the address Beverly gave him. Instead of a home, he finds a decaying cabin that looks like it was decorated by someone who hates life. Inside, the tortured and mutilated corpse of one of the missing agents? Oh, and just to be extra horrifying, there's silence. Not even the fake crickets could bother showing up. Horrified, Ethan runs to the sheriff's office to report the murder. Sheriff Arnold Pope greets him with all the enthusiasm of a DMV clerk at 4:59 p.m. He doesn't believe Ethan, doesn't react, basically tells him to go sit in a corner and color. Ethan tries calling his wife, Teresa, but the calls don't go through. Back home, Teresa hears about the crash. The agency recovers the car, but, plot twist, there's no trace of Ethan's DNA in the vehicle. It's as if he was never there. This, naturally, leads everyone to assume he faked his death and ran off with his ex because yes, that's what reasonable men do when they can't find parking. Fake death, join creepy town, shack up with old flame. Back in Wayward Pines, things keep getting weirder. Ethan returns to the bar to find Beverly, but the bartender insists she never worked there. Ethan pushes bartender punches, hard reset. When Ethan wakes up, surprise, he's back in the hospital. But now he's handcuffed to the bed. Jenkins, the hospital director, tells him he needs surgery. Pam appears with a sedative. It's not looking good. Enter Beverly again. Hero moment. She distracts the staff, frees Ethan, and they escape. This time, Beverly drops the real bomb. It's the year 2000. Ethan's like, I left the oven on in 2014. Beverly doesn't remember anything past Y2K period. Either she's gaslighting him, or she's part of the first Wi-Fi-less cult in history. The next morning, Ethan changes clothes to blend in, which is hard when you still walk like a wounded gladiator. At the park, he spots Kate. Alive, married, talking like she's been there for years. Kate warns him that they're being watched. Every conversation is bugged, and Ethan's presence is putting her at risk. She claims it's been 12 years since they last saw each other. He insists it's only been 5 weeks. Either she's lying, or Wayward Pines has more time skips than a Christopher Nolan movie. Ethan steals a car and tries to leave, drives in every direction. Each road leads back to the same place, or a giant electrified fence that screams Jurassic Park: Budget Edition. When he returns to his car, he finds the sheriff waiting. Pope calmly tells him, there is no escape. Meanwhile, back at the agency, Ethan's boss and Dr. Jenkins are exchanging cryptic stares and evil nods. Everything happening to Ethan is part of their grand plan. They don't just want him in Wayward Pines, they need him there. Ethan keeps pushing. He returns to the bar, demands answers from Beverly, who explains that she and the murdered agent were trying to escape. That notebook he found, it contains a map, a way out, but if they want to use it, they have to avoid the cameras, the microphones, the dinner invitations, He visits Kate at her toy store job. As he questions her, she points to a list of the town's commandments. Don't talk about the past. Don't try to leave. Always answer the phone. Basically, it's Fight Club, but with more aprons and murder. Ethan tries to report the murder to the dead agent's wife, who insists her husband died by suicide. But Ethan knows that body had signs of torture. This woman's never even met the guy. The lies are piling up like Wayward Pines real estate brochures. He sneaks back into the hospital and sees two orderlies wheeling in his wife and son. Jenkins denies any new patients arrived. Classic Jenkins. Beverly tells Ethan there's a chip in his leg tracking him. They dig it out, but he keeps it in his pocket, so the cameras think he's still behaving. But tonight, they'll run. First, though, dinner at Kate and Harold's. Can't skip the party. At dinner, Beverly slips up, mentions her daughter. She panics and runs. Ethan chases her, but the damage is done. The phones ring. The townspeople gather. Beverly is caught and dragged to the town square. She's executed publicly, with Pope watching. Ethan sees it all. It breaks him. He realizes this isn't a town. It's a prison with decorations. Everyone's terrified. Everyone's pretending. And now he's alone again. Later, Kate confesses she didn't turn them in. Pope did it on purpose, to make an example. She once tried to escape too, but failed. The only way to survive is to obey. Meanwhile, Teresa and Ben arrive. Pope damages their car and causes a crash. They wake up in Wayward Pines. The cycle continues. Ethan sneaks around, finds Beverly's house, now scrubbed clean, empty. He sneaks into a delivery truck and ends up in a giant warehouse where he finds his wife's car. But just then, the sheriff attacks him. Ethan fights back, wins. At home, he warns his wife, answer no phones, trust no one. He spots Kate in the woods, follows her. She's given up, says the only way to survive is to blend in. Teresa and Ben think Ethan is cheating. The irony is, he's cheating death every 5 minutes. Teresa tries to escape. Pope catches them, beats Ben. Ethan intervenes and kills Pope. As they try to flee, a monster grabs Pope's body and drags it into the forest. The family returns shaken. A school uniform is delivered for Ben. Ethan realizes it's not just surveillance. Something evil lives beyond the fence. He breaks into the station, finds personal files, learns everyone's past has been erased. People are being reprogrammed. New names, new jobs, new families. If you remember your old life, you die. Peter, the realtor, writes a quote on a wall. In times of universal deceit, telling the truth is a revolutionary act. Pam wants him executed. Ethan refuses, but Peter runs into the fence and dies on purpose. He's had enough. Ben goes to school. The mayor's wife, Megan, is his teacher. She's creepy and knows too much. Pam toasts Ethan for his new job. Teresa meets Kate. Tension. Ben gets a guitar for giving the right answers. Harold and Kate plan a rebellion. They build bombs, use toy boxes as covers. Ethan learns it all, tries to stop them. Meanwhile, Dr. Jenkins reveals his true identity. David Pilcher, the founder of Wayward Pines, a scientist who saw the apocalypse coming and built a sanctuary. It's the year 428. Outside the fence are mutated monsters. Abby's, once human, now not. Kids in school are told the truth. Adults aren't, because adults panic. Kids adapt. Ethan sees the destroyed world, sees the Abbeys, sees that this creepy town might actually be humanity's last hope. But inside, rebellion brews, bombs go off, people die. Ben is badly hurt. Ethan finds the last terrorists. Kate is the leader. He doesn't want to kill her, but she's ready to die. Teresa uncovers room 33, a hidden lab with footage, proof. David went mad. Pam tries to stop him, but he initiates a full system shutdown. Abbeys flood the city. People are slaughtered. Ethan leads survivors to the bunker beneath Lot 33, fights his way through monsters, gets his family to safety. But the elevator is jammed. He stays behind, blows up the shaft, sacrifices himself. Ben wakes up years later, cryosleep. The city has changed. The dictatorship returned. His father is gone. His girlfriend is distant. And the question remains, if survival means giving up your freedom, is it really survival? Welcome to Wayward Pines. Population controlled. Like, comment, subscribe, and maybe don't answer the phone. That's all for this movie. Like, comment, share, and subscribe for more videos.